Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Big Time Fantasy Football. You're here with your hosts, Nick and Zach. And today, we got another banger of a video for you. So, if you've been following the channel at all, you know that pretty much all of our content so far has been Dynasty. And going into this season, we are going to try and break out a little bit more of the redraft, just strategy and different advice for redraft as well. So, today, we are starting with the best picks from each round of a redraft.
So, guys, we would love it if you would drop a like, subscribe. We're growing. We're going to keep going bigger and bigger until we get big time, and you guys are going to help take us that journey, and we'll take you along with us. So, please like, subscribe, drop some comments if you have any ideas, about our videos. But let's just get straight into it. We're going to go round by round here. So, let's just get into the first round. I think we went consensus. Our favorite guy here was Amon-Ra St. Brown. Just a super talented receiver. Gets a ton of work. The draft we did was non-PPR, but I think it'll reflect pretty closely to a half PPR, which I think is the most common. It's the most common league I do for sure. And St. Brown is just a workhorse. Gets tons of targets, good yards, touchdown. He's a good threat in the end zone, and he's on a really good offense. So easy first pick here, going later in the round for us.
Yeah, going at 109, I think he's definitely a steal here. Especially Jahmyr Gibbs is having something happening with his hamstring. He's having a little bit of injury issue. Hopefully that doesn't keep him sidelined for too long, but if it does, Amon-Ra should get even more targets. He is kind of that short go-to guy, guy that's going to move the sticks for you. So,
No doubt.
moving on to the second round, we said our favorite pick from the second round is going to be Garrett Wilson at 203. Just a guy with all the talent in the world to be a wide receiver one. Picking him up in the second round after getting maybe a running back or even St. Brown late in the first round, that would be an elite combo. Hopefully, Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy this year, elevate that offense, and if he can, Garrett Wilson's definitely going to be the number one benefactor of that. So he's
Yeah.
definitely our favorite here.
Yeah, not the safest pick because he hasn't shown it, but I mean, you're gonna have to risk it to get the biscuit sometimes, And Garrett
Absolutely.
Wilson, that guy with huge upside. If Roger, like you said, if Rogers can stay healthy to get him the ball there, then he could be a top three wide receiver easily. Round three, we decided Brandon Ayuk is the best. I think it's a little bit being factored in his uncertainty with his contract, but right now it sounds like he's down to the re-signing with the Niners or getting traded to the Steelers. Kind of sounds like what's the two options. And either one, I think he has high value. He'll be the number one in either of those offenses. So just a great guy going later here. Where'd he go? He went 309. Yeah, he went 309 towards the end of this round. Just some of the guys that went for him, and definitely the guys that are going after him. I think he stands out a lot.
Yeah, definitely another guy that's super talented. Like you said, he should be the number one on both. I mean, if he went to the Steelers, obviously he'd have a little more separation there, not competing with Debo, Kittle, McCaffrey. Um, but if he stays with the Niners, still going to be great, just like he has been. It just might be a little more inconsistent, a little more on a game to game basis. So,
I mean, so far he's been pretty consistent with them. He's hyper efficient with his targets, so I
yeah,
don't think it's something really work there.
definitely.
But we'll go in the fourth round.
Yep. Fourth round, I think our favorite pick was Jalen Waddle, who fell to 411 in this mock draft we did. Um, he has shown that he can produce alongside Tyreek Hill. He has had some injury struggles, but I think he's gotten better, and you can see that on the tape. Better against man, better against zone as he's gotten older. And if he can stay healthy, he can still produce alongside of Tyreek Hill and be an elite upside guy. I think they both can end up being wide receiver ones this year in fantasy. But if anything, if he can stay healthy, Tyreek Hill is getting older. Maybe they start transitioning to more of a Jalen Waddle, like highlighting him and his abilities more, giving him some more motion movement for the stat. But
Yeah, great talent. Jalen Waddle is getting him all the way here at the end of the round, right ahead of Malik Neighbors. Obviously, he's more proven than Neighbors. I like him more than Pickens. You know, I probably would have taken him before Kelsey and probably even Higgins too. So just good value pick there for whoever got him. Yeah, speedster on a great offense, just kind of a match made in heaven there. All right, fifth round. I think there was kind of this is a pretty decent round as far as the picks go, but our favorite that we came together with a guy was Patrick Mahomes. Just getting a guy that can finish top two in the quarterback race all the way down here at the in the fifth round. Just great value all around. I mean, obviously you know how good Mahomes is in real life. He's even better in real life than he is in fantasy, but he's an absolute fantasy monster too. So
Yep. Also, new weapons this year. He has Rashi Rice, Travis Kelsey returning, along with his new guys, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy added some more speed there. So I think he's definitely in store for a bounce back this year.
no doubt.
Going on to the sixth round, we like Amari Cooper as our best pick in the sixth round. He went at 605, so really good value there. You can have him as a wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3, even um, a bench option at this stage. But definitely the wide receiver 1 on his own team. Deshaun Watson, hopefully, if he can stay healthy, stay on the field. I know he hasn't been uh, as good as he was on the Texans recently, but I think he still has the talent. He can bounce back. And with the rise in Njoku last year, I think it can take some pressure off of Amari Cooper a little bit. And they just signed they just got Jerry Judy this offseason as well, which will take even more pressure off Amari Cooper. And he can win those down the field targets. And even if he is double teamed, he can win that still.
Yeah, for sure. And Cooper, one of the reasons I liked him so much is if you look into the Vegas lines, Vegas always knows something we don't. It's just the assumption I'm going to live by how many bets I've lost. But he's, I think his line was 975.5 is over under, which is more than guys like Higgins, more than some are the same as guys going 2, 3 rounds earlier than him. So I think that, you know, if Vegas thinks it, then there's some merit to it. They know something that we don't. So I think just a good value to get him down here. Then down here, we decided to go with Njoku down here at 710. He's a really talented tight end. He's an athletic freak. He's not perfect. His game isn't all the way there where, you know, he's the best tight end in the league, but he's incredibly talented, incredibly athletic, like I said. He has a chance to be a top 3, top 2 tight end in the league, you know, if things fall his way. And to get that in the seventh round, to be able to wait and get a tight end of with that upside is it's a good pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with Joe Flacco towards the end of the year, he really turned it on and showed his true ability and his true ability to become an elite option. And he's right around that age. He's not too old. He's right around that age where tight ends usually become like turn into that elite option. Um, and I think if I'm remembering correctly, we both liked him even a couple years ago. Just the talent we saw it on tape, and I'm happy that it's finally coming to fruition here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Even with half his face burn off, he's still out there
Right.
balling out. So
Oh yeah,
what talent that Njoku is. Yeah, but we just did 7 rounds today. Didn't want to get this video dragged out too much. But yeah, no, some great picks. Do you have a favorite pick overall out of the ones we talked about?
um, I think the Jalen Waddle pick probably one of my favorites. Getting him in the fourth round, end of the fourth round at that. He was going behind guys that really I don't even think compare to him. Uh, T. Higgins, yes, he's still that number 2, but we don't know what's going on this year. If he's going to try super hard, what's going to happen? And then George Pickens went in front of him, Calvin Ridley. So I think he's definitely more talented than those guys.
Yeah, my favorites kind of all came down the stretch. The 5, 6, 7, the Mahomes, Cooper, and Njoku. I think those were all great picks. And even in the seventh round, I think there's just a strong round overall. Like got Dak and Kyler down there. Kyler has the upside to bounce back. Dak's consistently been a top 10 quarterback if he's healthy, so that in the seventh round is pretty good. And I think who else was there? I liked Raheem Mostert a lot. I think he will take a step back from last year. Nick thinks he'll take a huge leap back, so it kind of why he didn't make the list there. But I mean, Keenan Allen's a good pick. Just overall, a pretty good seventh round, honestly. But
Yeah,
uh, but yeah, so we did the best today. We're gonna do the worst coming up here as well. We're gonna use the same mock draft that we used here. But yeah, no, fun little video just to see kind of how other people are feeling and how we feel compared to that.
definitely. Well, I think that's going to do it. Stay tuned for the worst picks for each round coming out probably later this week. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.